Let me hit you with something that might sting a little. Most shop owners aren't building a business to create freedom. They're building a business that traps them longer. So you tell yourself you're doing it for your family. You tell yourself you're grinding now so you can enjoy it later, but later keeps moving down the road. And before you know it, you got money in the bank, equity in the business, maybe even multiple locations, but you don't have any time, energy, or life outside of your shop. Kimberly and I recently went to Vision KC 2026, and probably the best class that we took while we were there was one by Hunt Demarest. So I'm going to give a shout out to Hunt Demarest for recommending the book during that class, Die with Zero. I'm most of the way through it, but I didn't want to wait until I finished it to have this episode. So, I'm going to tell you right now, this book forces you to confront something most shop owners avoid. It's the fact that you're not just managing a business, you're managing your life timeline. And most of you are mismanaging it. And when I say most of you, I mean us, because I'm mismanaging it as well. So today's episode is about applying the core principles of Die with Zero to independent shop ownership, why delaying life experiences is costing you more than you think, how business growth without intention becomes a trap, and how to start aligning your shop, your money, and your time right now. Because this isn't about getting rich. It's about not waking up one day with money and regret. Okay. So here's the reality. Most shop owners live in perpetual delay mode. Once we hit 1 million, once I hire the right manager, once I open a second location, once things calm down. So let me save you the trouble. It doesn't calm down. You just get older. I had several people that I interviewed to become potential clients. They tell me, they're like, when is the craziness going to end? I'm like, it never ends. There will always be some sort of turmoil or upset in your life as a shop owner that keeps you in, and it never calms down. There's always something, and there's always something if you let it, right? Okay. So again, it doesn't calm down. You just get older. And I think one of the biggest lies in the industry is that success buys you time later. I'm also going to say, like with most books, I agree with some of the things that are said in there, maybe not all of it. So I'm going to send that to you right up front. Okay. But why why create space for yourself now when you're getting time later? How about time now? Okay. So if your business isn't designed right, it consumes more of your time as it grows, right? Now you've got more employees, more overhead, more problems, more people dependent on you, and that's not freedom. What I would say is that is escalation, all right? And we all know if your shop cannot run without you, you don't own a business, you own a job with liability, right? So thinking more about the book, one of the most powerful concepts from Die with Zero, I think, is this: you should be investing in memory dividends, not just financial returns.
You didn't start a repair shop just for it to be an average business. So why does your shop's marketing look like every other shop's? At Shop Marketing Pros, we create custom websites and digital ads. We do search engine optimization and social media marketing that's actually customized to your shop, not templated. Stop waiting for your shop to rise above the competition by chance and book your discovery call at shopmarketingpros.com, because top-tier shops deserve top-tier marketing.
I had a great phone call with one of my shop owners this morning. He'd just gotten back from 2 weeks in Belize, had a great vacation with his wife and his kids. One of the best memories he said he's ever had. And so that's what him and I have been talking. Him and I have been reading this Die with Zero together as part of our coaching. But again, how do we translate Die with Zero into shop ownership? You as an owner are focused on average repair order, labor hours, gross profit, car count, all critical things. But what are you doing with what those numbers produce? Because I see shop owners who finally make real money in their 50s, finally have freedom, but physically they can't enjoy it the same way. And that's a hard truth. There are experiences in your 30s and 40s you cannot recreate in your 60s, if we are to believe what we read in this book. And I'm 53 now. I'm on the cusp of the 60s. I've made it through 30s and 40s. And although I've lost a lot of weight, I'm in the best shape of my life. You know, the young, spry, sleeping on couches all over the world, times are gone, right? So let me ask you, when was your last real vacation? When was the last time you fully unplugged? When did you last invest in your life and not just your business? And if your answer is, I'll get to it later, you're already behind, right? So I really believe that your business should fund your life, not replace it. And I think this is where most shop owners get it wrong. They build the business, then they sacrifice their life to maintain it. And I think that's backwards. I believe your business has one primary job: to fund and support the life you actually want to live, not to impress other shop owners. That's at the top of the list for a reason, not to chase arbitrary revenue milestones, and not to keep you busy 70 hours a week. You know, at AutoFix-Auto Shop Coaching, we see this constantly. Owners hitting capacity ceilings, not because of the market, but because of their leadership structure and personal bottlenecks. You're the constraint. And instead of fixing it, you grind harder. So, you know, here's a hard truth: capacity ceilings are leadership ceilings and lifestyle ceilings. All right. So I'm going to step aside for a minute. Let's connect this to something most of you overlook, and that's your marketing. If your shop depends on inconsistent, reactive car count, you will never build the kind of business that gives you freedom. And that's where Shop Marketing Pros comes in, because real marketing isn't about getting more cars this week. It's about building consistent demand, predictable car count, the ability to control your schedule and not react to it. And that's critical if you want to step away from the shop, empower your team, actually take time off without chaos. If your marketing isn't producing stability, then your life won't have stability either. Shop Marketing Pros understands this industry. They're not guessing. They're building strategy around how auto repair shops actually operate. If you're serious about building a business that supports your life, you better get serious about your marketing. All right. So I think I'm trying to figure out the best way to put this. I think the best word is maybe over accumulating and under living. Um, you know, technicians, shop owners, they get distracted by shiny things and they want all of this stuff out of life, which is great. But let's talk about something uncomfortable. A lot of shop owners are over accumulating. And you're like, Chris, what does that mean? Most shop owners are over accumulating more money, more equipment, more space, more locations, and they're under living. And they justify it by saying, I'm building something else. And I'm prone to this too. I fall into the trap. I'm like, man, what if I could make something bigger or better? Well, I need to be satisfied with what I've got and not over accumulate. And here's the question: what are you building it for? Because if the answer is vague, you're just staying busy. And the principle from Die with Zero is simple. You want to optimize your life, not maximize your bank account at the expense of everything else. And that doesn't mean be irresponsible. It means being intentional in everything you do every day. You have to plan your experiences. You have to take meaningful time off. Use your money when it actually has value in your life. Money unused at the wrong time in life is wasted opportunity. And I've been thinking about this. I haven't talked about Piper in a long time. She's home with us for between semesters before she goes back to Germany to work on her master's, or Austria. And in the Die with Zero book, it has a lot of studies that talk about when people need money the most in their life. And Piper's not quite there yet, but they give a timeline of like 37 to 4, or excuse me, 27 to 35 is when younger people, younger couples are struggling and they need help the most. Then they don't need it. The book also says that most people receive their inheritances at the age of 60, if they get one, because their parents are in their 80s. So, and I read this, and this is one of the things I agree with completely. why not give the money to your kids now when they need it and when they can use it and you can see them enjoy it instead of you passing away and then they're getting their money when they're kind of in the fall season of their life and they already have it made. They have life figured out. They've made their mistakes and they don't really need the money. Like money is still good, but at that point, what good is it if you don't get to see them enjoy it? Okay. So one of the things that I want to remind everybody to do is you got to design your business around your life timeline. So, let's get tactical a little bit. If you're serious about applying this, I think you need to reverse engineer your business. So, you need to first define your life phases. If you're younger, which we have more young shop owners, I think, excited about the industry, what do you want your 40s to look like? What do you want your 50s to look like? What do you want your 60s to look like? And then next, you have to build your business structure accordingly. Do you have a GM or are you the bottleneck? Are your processes documented? Can your shop run without you for 2 weeks? Next, stabilize your numbers, consistent average repair order, controlled car count, strong labor efficiency. Because without operational stability, you're never going to create life flexibility. Okay. So I want you to start scheduling your life now, not later. Take trips, take time off, have experiences, put them on the calendar. If it's not scheduled, it's not real. Okay. You have to write it down and you have to schedule it out. So, if we zoom out a little bit and think about some of the things that the industry is dealing with, consolidation pressure, rising cost, capacity constraints, whatever, here's what's happening. Owners are responding by working more. And I think that's the wrong move. The winners in this next phase of the industry will be the ones who maximize productivity, build strong teams, create operational independence, and design businesses that don't require their constant presence. All right. Because the real shortage isn't just technicians. If you listen to me, I don't believe in that at all. The real shortage is sustainable leadership. All right. So here's what I want you to do this week. I want you to take 30 minutes and define one life experience you've been delaying. I want you to write it down, put a timeline on it. And I want you, if you see this in social media, if you see it somewhere, email it to me, put it in the comments. Tell me what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. I'll also tell you, we worked with a great shop owner in SLO or San Luis Obispo, John Reeves. I love watching him get out and travel. His family recently went to Japan. They're doing some great things. Hopefully, John, you hear this and hear your shout out. He's doing a great job. All right. And it started with something simple. He just wanted to walk his kids to school. And that's where we started with, gosh, I don't even know. That's been like 7-8 years ago. But start with a simple thing, put a timeline on it, write it down, make it happen. Next thing I want you to do is identify one operational bottleneck that's keeping you stuck and be honest. Is it you? I want you to go back next and review your last 90 days. How many hours worked? What was your time off? What was your stress level? And going back and looking at the first quarter of this year, would you repeat that year 10 times? Or would you repeat that quarter 10 times? All right. I want you to schedule one real break. Even if it's small, start building the muscle of repetitiveness. Okay. And I want you to ask this question: is my business giving me life or taking it from me? All right. So here's something I want people to understand. One of the things that they have in this book is links to longevity calculators. So I've kind of gone through. I didn't believe the first one. I tried like 7 different longevity calculators and took the medium in there. And I think it came up with me for 86 years. That only means I've got 33 more years to live. I put the app on my phone for those of you that are watching on YouTube. I have 10,371-ish days left. Now, it could be more, it could be less, but I have it on my phone as a constant reminder. Okay? You do not get unlimited time. And your business, if not designed intentionally, will take more of it than you planned. So here's your challenge. I want you to stop waiting to live. I want you to stop telling yourself later. And I want you to start building a business that funds your life now, not someday, because one day there's no later. It's going to be done. And you're going to be gone, because in the end, we all go somewhere else or go to what's next. So if this episode hit home, good. That means it's time to make some changes. This is about leadership. This is about ownership. And this is about building a business that actually serves your life. You know, I'm proud to be a part of the Aftermarket Radio Network, surrounded by leaders who are pushing the industry forward, such as Hunt Demarest and everybody else. Keep showing up, keep growing, and don't just build a better shop. I want you to build a better life. I want you to have a better life. And one of the things it talks in the book about is, what are your kids going to say? What did they remember you for? Did they remember you for working hard or making money? Or did they remember you for walking them to school in the morning? All right. If you got value from this, make sure to subscribe, share it with another shop owner, and leave a review. Let's keep raising the standard, because the standard is the standard. Have a great day, everybody. Remember to rise and grind.